Hello, I'm Alan Sklover, and this is my blog site, Sklover Working Wisdom. This blog site is dedicated to your empowerment and your education in how to navigate and negotiate for yourself at work. This is our video number 11 entitled Emails at Work, How to Avoid a Dozen Digital Disasters. You know, getting a job, keeping a job, and maintaining your career is difficult enough these days. We have found more and more of our clients are tripping up or accidentally hurting themselves in emails at work to their detriment. This video is a summary of our monthly newsletter, which goes into detail about these 12 digital disasters that we want you to avoid. You know, you would think that common sense would be enough to eliminate these risks. Just follow your common sense. Unfortunately, that's just not the case when it comes to emails at work. And that's for two reasons. First, in the times we live in, many people are ultra hypersensitive to certain words and certain things that people say and write. This requires that you be a bit hyper attentive to those hypersensitivities. We'll go through these in our video. Second, there's something about the nature of emails that also brings forth additional risks to employees. Just the nature of emails creates certain difficulties, certain almost traps that you might fall into. This video is designed to give you warning of those traps. First, let's talk about the hypersensitivity that people have at work these days and how emails must be hyper attentive to those sensitivities. First, there are certain words that certain people find insensitive by their nature, and they should never be put into emails. One word in particular that I have seen cause a problem is the word crippled. The word crippled is offensive to many people who are disabled, and it should be avoided. There are many others. When you write an email at work, read every single word and say, might this be one of those unnecessarily insensitive words? Secondly, unnecessary descriptors. If you don't need to describe somebody as overweight or a mention of their ethnicity, don't do so. It can only be deemed to be possibly discriminatory. So avoid unnecessary descriptive words. Third, humor and sarcasm. What might be funny to you, hilarious to your friends, might not go over so well by some of your colleagues, or worse, your boss. Fourth, remember that anger is very close to the word danger. If you feel angry about something that happened, do not write a responsive email for at least 24 hours until your mind has cleared of the anger. Fifth, mention of anything sexual or body parts should always be avoided. We had one client lose his job because he mentioned breastfeeding in an email. Now, that may not be offensive or sexual in nature. To some people, it is. And last, profanity or mentions of violence or anything like I'll punch you in the nose. These things should not be in emails because some people are hypersensitive to them and think they connote possibly a workplace violence. So there are certain hypersensitivities in emails that you must be hyper attentive to, and you must filter out these things in your emails. Now, the nature of emails causes all additional risks that almost defy common sense. First of all, the use of emails for personal purposes is violative of many company policies, and just sending someone an email saying, I'll be home late, could cost you your job. Secondly, the subject line. Always be careful about what's in the subject line of your email. Don't let the previous person's subject line be yours because it may be antithetical to your message. Next, Is anything in your email of a confidential nature? If so, make sure it only goes to those people who are entitled to or authorized to see it. Next, for any files sent home. If you're going to be sending any emails home, taking company files so you can work on the weekend, make sure you have the written permission of your employer to do so first. Otherwise, it could look like theft of trade secrets. Next, reply all button. Before you ever press reply all button, consider each name who will be getting this reply and make sure they really are authorized to get this email. Last, if you send a company email to a social networking site or something similar to it, the email name itself may in fact indicate who your employer is, and we've had clients lose their jobs over that. So the very nature of emails requires something more than common sense be applied to your use. Again, working these days, getting a job, and keeping yourself on a positive career track is hard enough. You shouldn't hurt yourself by sloppy or inattentive use of emails at work. I'm Alan Sklover. This is Sklover Working Wisdom, the blog site dedicated to your success at work. We invite you to come to our blog site and review our articles, our videos, our questions and answers, our model letters that you can use to address these issues yourself. I'm Alan Sklover. This is Sklover Working Wisdom, the blog site. Thanks for watching.